Are you sick of hearing about protein all the time? Are you? I know that I got to that point where I was very sick of hearing about protein. Protein this, protein that. Protein is everything. And I think I rolled my eyes a few times. And now I feel like I am man, this is happening too often. These perimenopausal glitches. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, thanks for showing up to perimenopausal chats, where I definitely have perimenopausal glitches from time to time, and that was just one of them. And it totally throws me off. So if you're still here, thank you for sticking around. Thank you for coming. My name is Gina Liberty, and I'm just here to chat about all things perimenopause and just basically week to week as they come to my brain, or if they're fresh in my brain, if I've been talking to a client about it, a friend about it, or if I've been dealing with something myself, that's usually what's going to be top of mind for that week. So today it's about protein. It's about protein. So I feel like it gets a bad rap sometimes because people are always talking about it, but is everybody actually doing it? Like getting enough protein. I know that's one of the things that we roll our eyes about. Somebody telling you to get enough protein and everything's going to be great. No, that's not where I'm coming from. But I am a self-proclaimed, that's the word I was trying to find, self-proclaimed protein pusher. That is me, because I do know the importance of it, and I have seen what it has done in my weight loss journey, and it's been significant. It does also sound extreme sometimes to people when you say you have to get in at least 100 grams of protein, which is why I created a guide to help women do that. But yet, you can just continue eating what you're eating, but just eat more of it. So if you have something that you eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you really like that protein, just increase the amount that you eat for each of those meals. It's very simple. It can be very simple. We don't need to have all of these ideas if we're not going to put them into practice. I know I've done that with, give me all the recipes, give me all the protein ideas, give me all this and that. But if we do not put it into action, it is not going to give us what we want, results that we want, whatever outcome that we are looking for. It's not going to give it to us if we do not put it into practice. So the other thing is, a lot of women either don't want to eat breakfast. They say they're not hungry, which there's a reason for that. Or they just eat like toast and coffee or a muffin and coffee or something quick like that they can just grab and go, or they just don't have time for it, whatever the case may be. This is why a lot of women struggle with it, because I have been the same way. You get into a routine and it is working for you, and you don't want to mess it up. Although you still want those results over there, but you don't want to deal with trying to learn something new or fit something into your schedule. Or it's like the brain power. Your brain is like, no, you can't do that. And it's not that it's hard. It's that it's new, and your brain doesn't have the proof that it is going to work, that it's going to be something that helps you. And so it does everything it can to keep you from doing something new, and by telling you that it's hard. Listen, I'm preaching to the choir because I have been there. So anything that I talk about, I have been there. I know. So I am not dismissing it at all. Your points are valid. Your feelings are valid. It is just relearning something when you feel like you don't have time, you're overwhelmed, you don't like to change up routines, you're in it. And you don't like to rock the boat, right? But if you are at the point where you're like, I want to see X, Y, or Z, whatever result, whatever outcome that you want, and you're ready to change. So we're going to keep talking about this. So a few signs that you're not getting enough is that you're hungry all the time. Even after you eat, this could definitely be because you're not eating enough protein, for sure. For sure. There could be when you're eating less and you feel like that should get you to the results. let's take weight loss, for example. If you're trying to lose weight and you're trying to eat less and you're not seeing results, you could just need more protein. It could be very simple. It could be very simple. You are maybe feeling like you're losing strength, or you feel a little more flabby or soft, as I like to say. I can tell when I'm not eating enough protein because I can tell by my softness, softer, flabbier, if that makes sense. I'm sure it does. You have cravings usually in the afternoon or maybe late at night, and you definitely have low energy in the morning when you wake up. And so protein at breakfast is key for sure. I feel like even when I fast, because I do fast, I do a 1 meal a day fast. So I do 24 hours. So I'll do breakfast to breakfast, which is the proper way to do it to keep your blood sugar levels in check, right? And excuse me. Even when I do that, my meal is much bigger than normal. So say, let me see. I normally eat about 120, 130 grams of protein per day. But when I do 1 meal a day, I have 75 grams of protein that morning, and it gets me through to the next day. So you're not eating as much as you would for a full day, but you are eating quite a bit at one meal, and you are basically setting your body up for success. So things that have helped me is definitely focusing on the protein first. No matter what you're eating, no matter what meal you're sitting down to, just first ask yourself, what is my protein that I'm going to have? Put your protein on your plate and then try to double it. From what you think you need, I would double it. You're not going to eat too much protein, I promise you. Well, I shouldn't promise anything, because if you get a big enough amount, you're going to feel it. But most women, let me say most women, will not put enough protein on their plate. So if you put, say, this much protein on your plate, you can definitely double it. If you're used to putting this much protein on your plate, then you're probably good to go. But I guarantee most women, 99% of the women, do not do that. So that's the first thing, is we're just going to focus on protein first. Excuse me. And that's it. And if you can eat your protein first, that is a huge deal as well, because you don't want to fill up on all the other stuff and not get your protein in. Excuse me. I'm not going to edit. I'm just going to be real and raw. I keep saying that everywhere, just so you are aware. This is me. This is how you see me here. You're going to see me like this out on the street if you meet me. So, eat your protein first so you do not fill up on the rest of the stuff that you have on your plate. We do not want to leave the protein on the plate at the end of the meal because you are too full. So eat the protein fully first, and then you can eat some of the other stuff on your plate, and feel free to leave that on your plate if you get full at that point. So that's a big thing. Another thing is, I didn't hit 100 grams overnight and beyond. I started slow. You just add a little bit more. And if you don't want to add protein to every single meal, add it to your breakfast first. Do that for a week and make sure that you have no problems doing that. And then the next week you can add to your lunch or your dinner, whichever is easiest for you. So definitely build your meals. I just kind of alluded to that. Build your meals around the protein. Protein needs to be the majority of your plate. For me, it's pretty much all of my plate these days. I am not fully carnivore, but I do eat a ton of meat, protein. My protein doesn't come from protein shakes and protein bars anymore. It used to. Again, we have to meet you where you're at, and that's what I do with my clients. If a protein shake and a protein bar are getting you through your days, then by all means, keep doing that until we can slowly swap it out for what I call, quote unquote, real food, real whole foods. And that will be much better for you in the long run. But if you're not there, don't start there. That's the thing, is it has to be small enough for you to feel like you're able to do it and get it done, or it won't be sustainable. So we want this for sure to be sustainable, because protein to me is the top needle mover for weight loss. My opinion. I am not a doctor. I am not any kind of practitioner. I just know from my own education, my own certifications, my own weight loss journey, helping clients through. And there I go again. My train of thought, poof, gone. Anyway, hopefully you got what you needed out of that little piece, because it completely went gone. It's gone. So another thing that I started doing is tracking my foods. Now, I know that's going to turn a lot of people off, and just hear me out. Hear me out. If you are not ready to track, that is okay. If a client comes to me and works with me, if she is not ready to track her food in a tracker, we can track food different ways. You can send me pictures of it. You can send me write out what you ate for the day, and we can go off of that. I can pretty much get pretty dang close to where you are and know where we need to go from there. So don't freak out about that. At some point, you may want to track in a tracker for awareness. We are only doing this for awareness. We are not doing this to control anything, to get into, go down a rabbit hole of what's the word? We don't want to be so, you know what the word is. You know what the word is, right? We don't want to be so rigid. And that's not the word I'm looking for, but you'll get it from that. Or obsessed. There's another good word. We're not doing that. We're doing it for awareness. We want to know where you are. My client, Anna Marie, she did pictures for me, and she kind of sent me a little bit of information that way, a label, that type of thing. And I figured out that she was eating 9 grams of protein for breakfast. 9 grams. So we want to have at the very least, 30 to 35, at the very least. And by the time she was done working with me, she had gotten up to, I believe it was 35 or 38 grams of protein easily. And she loved her breakfast. And that's all we worked on, was the breakfast first. Because again, if we do too much at one time, we're going to get overwhelmed. And if we do not take it slow, it's not going to be sustainable. It will not stick. So we did that, and it just thrills my heart to get to something that is so easy. And then from there, she took it on to be more mindful and aware of the rest of her meals, so she could add on to those. And she loves how her clothes are fitting. Like it is a game changer for sure. So if you are kind of curious about the protein, and if anything resonated with you, I would love to just chat with you. I'd love to do what I would call a Boxer day of consult. So basically that would just be you and me voice messaging back and forth for a day, for me to see where you're at, ask some questions. You can ask me questions, see kind of what your lifestyle is, just kind of get a gauge on where you're at in life and where you want to be, and just kind of talk through some things. And if that sounds like something you'd love to do, then I will leave that link in the description, and you can contact me directly in my private Boxer, and we will get going. And also, if you just want to come along and chat, hear me chat about stuff and comment, whatever, have a conversation about perimenopausal stuff, I would love for you to follow me, and let's just get that going. So I hope you have an amazing day, and just don't forget, something is always better than nothing. Chat soon.